definitely. Mic check, mic check.
All good.
Gaffer, Kwesi, thanks for joining us. Gaffer, we'll start with you. Port Vale on Saturday, we're back to travelling. How is the squad heading into that one?
Yeah, everyone's looking forward to going away. Just can't wait to get the game underway and let's have a go at them.
Yeah, it was a real shame to see Tunney come off the other night, but there was a couple of bonuses. Hess coming back, Till's come back, Kwesi come back. But I suppose it's just keeps coming in swings and roundabouts for us. As soon as we get someone back, someone else goes out injured. I'm sure you'll be wondering when our luck's going to end.
No, it's not luck. Don't worry about that. We ain't cursed. You just got to come through it all. There's a lot of swings and roundabouts. I think we're on the bumper cars at the minute. But it's just one of them things. You go through it and we just keep going. It's all we can do, mate.
It's not just Tunney, obviously. We've missed Nico for the last couple of games, so I can imagine it was a really good feeling having Kwesi, our leading goal scorer, back in the side.
Yeah, it's good for Kwesi. It's good to see him out there and come through it. As I said to you, he'll tell you in a minute, it's just managing people's fitnesses. I've never ever known anything like it. Because sometimes when you want to drop people, they think you're lying to them because I'm going to give you 10 minutes. But it's with us, it is. It's been like a patchwork quilt if you had to try and put all the pieces together. But that's football for you, you know what I mean? You can't have it good all the time. And there's a lot of other worse things going on in the world and worrying about how many players we got.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like you just touched on there, I'm sure you'd be wanting to play Kwesi for 90 minutes straight away when, he's back in the matchday squad. But it is just managing the players because you don't want to re-injure them straight away.
I've said it loads of times here, there's a difference of being fit and then there's a difference of being a match fit. And the only way we can, because we haven't got reserves, we haven't got this, haven't got anything else, they've got to get the match fitness in game. So you've got to manage the game without them, i.e. the lads that are coming back, getting injured again. Otherwise it's a vicious circle.
Yeah, is this the sort of time that we have to really appreciate the likes of Will Ferry, Isaac Hutchinson, the lone players that, touch wood, they're avoiding injury at the moment. Will Ferry got a man of the match performance on Tuesday night and they're really working hard for the team, week in, week out.
No, not really, because they're part of the team. They've been with us all season. No, everyone, I keep saying to everybody at the training ground, they're all part of the team. It's not, and I know sometimes players look at you like you're telling them a load of old cobblers, but you're not. It's a fact. It's a fact that they are our first team squad. We've only got one squad. We haven't got a reserves. We haven't got 23s. We haven't got blah, 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 blah. So everyone's got to be available. You're not fit enough, put a tracksuit and go for a run when you get home. Sitting around playing your PlayStation, get out and get yourself fit. That's why people like Kwesi and that last a long time. So look after themselves.
Yeah, obviously we've just finished our 4 home games and the bounce are back on the road, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of Reds fans backing us away at Port Vale on Saturday.
Hope so. Be good for them, I think. They need a trip out. I think the Weatherspoons' profits have gone down since they ain't been on the road. So yeah, it'd be good to see them all again.
Well, Kwesi, it was great to see you back on Tuesday night. How did you feel after your first 45 minutes since the first day of the year?
Yeah, it was good. As you said, it's been a long time for me, but back now and ready to go. Really important running coming up. So, as the gaffer said, just got to increase the fitness and get out there and work hard for the team. So, that's my plan.
Yeah, I suppose it's more just frustration, especially from your point of view, having to watch the lads, week in, week out, 4 home games in the bounce. I'm sure you just really wanted to be out there. Yeah,
of course. I'm sure the gaffer will tell you. I'm keen to play any moment I can and just put myself forward for the team at any occasion. So for me it was difficult, but I've been injured before and it's not nice, and I just know how to deal with it mentally and just be in the right space and focus on your recovery is the main thing.
Yeah, it was a hell of a game for you to come back to. Obviously, chances yourself, you were right in the thick of it. I can imagine that it just felt great to be back out there and be involved in the thick of the action.
Yeah, of course you miss it, as a player, especially when you played most of the games this season as well up until I got injured. Was on a good run of form, so it was important to get back out there and try and pick up where I left off. As you said, they had a few chances which, I felt like if I had a little bit, a little bit longer out there, maybe 10 minutes or so, I think I would have stuck one in. So, it's something to build on, and just excited to be back.
Yeah, it was a hell of a start to the season, for you. Obviously, still our leading goal scorer. I can imagine, as I touched on earlier, the frustration there of, you're on fire, you're on the best form that, you've had in the last couple of seasons, and all of a sudden you pick up this horrible injury and you'll just be looking to pick up where you left off.
Exactly that, and, the important thing now is that we've got the players that have stepped in and sort of took over from where I was, so, they haven't missed me loads, if I'm entirely honest, because we've been still slamming in the goals, which is nice, and like you said, now I just got to get back in and put my stamp on it again and start slamming in some more goals.
Cool. Cameron?
Yeah, perfect. John, I'll start with you. So the fans on social media posted that it was one of the best performances they've seen this season against Bristol Rovers. Did you share that view?
No, because we got beat. So it wasn't the best performance. We've been putting on some good performances, but you're judged by what the results are at the end of the day. And as I said, I'd rather us have a complete game where we ain't touched the ball and we hit someone on the back of the head or whatever it is in the last minute and we win 1-0. That's what we're judged on. On the back of that, we are playing some good football. Well, you know what? That's because we've got good players, and it's because what they work on. It'd be nice to get everybody out on the pitch at one time that you want out there, and I'm glad the fans look at that. And I said to the lads out of the game, it's weird, this game. Well, it's typical English. You get beat and people think more of you because you went down fighting and playing well and blah, 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 blah. The lads are giving the same effort and everything every game. Sometimes it works for you, sometimes it don't. But don't underestimate what they've achieved this year and the teams we're playing against, budget-wise and injury-wise and all that, because every one of them is putting a shift in every game.
Yeah. The home defeat against Port Vale earlier in the season is the biggest in the league. Is that something that you thought about preparing for this game, or you just preparing?
No, but thanks for reminding me, because I went about sleep. No. It's changed, isn't it? It's just different things. We deserve to get beat there, and if we don't perform right Saturday, we deserve to get beat. But you can't judge yourself on that. As I said, keep saying to people, end of April you start looking, because it's got a great way of coming around and surprising a few. But it's just disappointing. A big disappointment for me this year is just obviously not having the players available. And I'm no doubt, as Grace just said, you bring him in, he's scoring goals, and then he gets injured. Then you get Tom was out, Nadders is out, blah, 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 blah. Compliment to the other lads that are coming in. We are where we are for such a small club and budget size. We're doing very well.
Yeah. After the performance you put in, and then your recent form, are you confident going into the road again?
Always confident. I'm never. Listen, we are what we are. If I'm not confident, then they won't be confident. The confidence is we're playing. We've got 11 v 11 out there, the best 11 we can put out there against their best 11. My confidence is I know that the lads won't let me down and they won't let themselves down. If the other team's better than you sometimes, like they were Tuesday, sometimes you've got to hold your hands up and go, you know, what did we deserve and what did we get? You can't keep feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah, just finally, any update on John Tunnicliffe?
No.
Kwesi, good to return like that. How did you feel?
Yeah, I felt good. Like I said before, it was a long time coming. Been working hard behind the scenes with the medical team and the sports scientists to get myself back to a playing condition. And as the gaffer said, you know, there's not many games for us to catch up on in any other sense. So, you know, it's the league games at the moment that we've got to get our fitness up, and it was beneficial for me to get that 45 minutes under my belt, and it will stand me in good stead going forward.
Yeah, you said there's not many games left. Is the aim for the rest of the season now just to finish as strong as possible? Absolutely,
not just my ambitions, but the team's ambitions to finish high up the table as possible. And we've got our own internal goals, you know, so that's what we'll be looking to achieve. And yeah, obviously I'm part of that, so me as well.
You said it was frustrating sitting out there and watching lads play. Have you been impressed by their performances recently?
Yeah, been very good. Good run of games, good run of results. Yeah, some convincing performances, and some performances where we've dug in and shown a different side to our game. So it's been pleasing to see, but obviously I'd love to be a part of it rather than looking on. So nice to be back, and now I'm back in the mix.
There's a lot of competition for places up front. Is now coming back? Are you pushing each other?
Of course. Everybody, not just up front. You know, everybody on the pitch is pushing each other. Whether it's a defender pushing me or me pushing a defender, whatever it may be. It's not just to get the best out of your position. It's to get the best out of the team. So we're all pushing in the same direction and ultimately want the same goal. So we're all pushing each other.
Yeah. Thanks.
Cool. Tim.
Thanks, guys. John, I'll start with you. You said it's a compliment where we are, considering everything that's gone on. I think we all absolutely would agree with that. I just wondered, looking at the last 10 games or so, how you view how you can finish based on what you've done so far. You just get the likes of Kwesi back, you're just getting some of the players back. What would be realistic for you now? What do you want from the squad in the last?
To win every game. Simple as that. We go out to win every game. We don't go out to lose. We go out to put the best performance on as we can, as we've been trying to do all season. And the lads, I say to you, they can't do any more. They turn up, I think Kez will tell you, everyone's fit, everyone's available, that will be playing, and they hopefully, well, they will know their jobs. And as I say, you're then in the lap of the gods. As I keep saying, I'm not one of these managers that go once past the white line, nothing to do with me. Of course it to do with me. We send them out there. We're all together. Because if I lose, it hurts me. Sometimes it hurts me more than the others because I can't do nothing. I can't go around whacking a few people on the pitch like I want to. So, you know, it's just frustrations a lot of the time. But at the same token, it's enjoyable. If you can't enjoy doing this for a living, you know, like I say to you, you might as well go and work with the BBC or something, Tim.
You've also said today that results are what you judged on, and that is obvious. And it's hard when you haven't got your best players. How sympathetic have the board and the owner been with the situation you faced personally this season, and giving you some latitude to perhaps get things going for the rest of this season to really give it a tilt in another campaign next season?
I'd rather not comment on things like that, to be quite honest with you, because everything's day to day. And I'm not moaning. You know the job when you're coming in here. You know everything else, but you know, I'm not making no excuses or nothing. But it has been hard. As I keep saying, give us the squad fit that we've got. I'm happy as, you know, every team's looking to improve. If you don't look to improve, you know what, you stagnate. And if you're not challenging the lads every day, then they stagnate. Me as a manager, coach, whatever you want to call it, of course you challenge. You're learning something different every day. You know, Kwesi was on the phone when he was injured. You phone him up every day, making out he was fit. And that's what you want. I'd rather him do that. And then it's me, Gaffer, I'm all right, Gaffer. No, you're not, Kwesi. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. That's what you want, rather than someone to turn around and they're laying on the physio's couch like they're on holiday somewhere. We ain't got none of that. You don't breed that. If you start breeding that sort of thing in the camp, you know what? We might as well all just sort of like give it up. But as for help and everything else, it's just get on with it.
Kwesi, welcome back. It must have been incredibly frustrating to start the season so well for a striker just to be scoring goals and be scoring the number you were and then to get injured. It must be heartbreaking.
I mean, I wouldn't go so far as heartbreaking, but it's definitely not a nice feeling, you know, when you're in the mood and you're in the swing of things and you found your form, you found your consistency, and then to have that sort of stagnated by injury is not ideal. But we've got still a large part of the season to go, in my opinion, and a lot of games to make up for lost time. So I'll be eager to do that, and that's sort of the benchmark I'll set myself.
And how easy is it for a striker just to start scoring again? I mean, you are experienced, so you're probably aware of that now. You know, you can judge how quickly you'll be back banging them in.
I mean, you can never judge that because ultimately, you know, you can never be 100% about anything in football. So, like the gaffer said, you know, one might come off your backside and go in, and all of a sudden you go on a crazy run. So, however it comes, it comes. But I'll be sniffing them out, and I'll be eagerly waiting in the box for the balls to come in. So, let's see how it goes. But I'm confident I'll be able to get back in the goals.
And with your experience, is it about natural instinct? Is it about the experience, the number of games you've got under your belt? Is it about just natural talent? Do you know where it comes from when you're trying to get back in form and get some games?
It's just that feeling you get, you know, as a striker. You've sort of got that sort of sixth sense where the ball's going to drop or where you should be to get on the end of a ball. So, I mean, all those things you mentioned are obviously part of it, but at the same time, it could be any game, any moment, and it can come anyhow. So you just got to be ready and focus. So that's the main thing, just to be concentrating on the connection when the ball comes in, and the rest will be what it is.
Let me just stop you there, Tim, because as I say, these boys, since they've come back, every one of them has worked, and they've worked to get their fitness back. That's why they've had good careers. That's why they're at the football club, because they're good pros. And let's not forget the sort of calibre of players that we're attracting. Someone with, you know, Kwesi's background, Tom Nicholls' background, Tony's, Lynch's, all these people. And let's not undersell what we've actually achieved this year and what we're looking to do go forward. So it's about time people appreciated that the boys are working every day that they can to get fit and play football for this football club.
Absolutely, that's what I was touching on, is whether, however hard Kwesi's worked at, when you're a natural striker, whether it comes naturally or whether it's to do with the fitness, just how it just clicks.
Sorry, Chris. I'll tell you what, I'm not one to say all this, right? I've never known anything to be natural. It's the harder you work, the more natural and the luckier you become at it. So yes, you've got to have a certain eye for goal. Yes, you've got to be like winning tackles. Yes, you've got to do this. But nothing naturally, mate, it's called hard work. And as I keep saying to you, Kwesi's come against players, and I've seen players in my time, and you go, why ain't he doing X, Y, Z? He shouldn't be at this level. You know what? Because he's a lazy little git. End of story. So, listen, naturally, let's hope we naturally go out Saturday and do well for the rest of the season. Won't come naturally. We've got to work our little gonads off.
Because you've been having to wait on the sidelines, I was wondering how excited you've been looking at the squad that John and the team have been putting together, some of the players that are now in that squad, and the potential if you can just all stay fit.
Well, as the gaffer's touched on before, you know, it's swings and roundabouts with the injuries in football, not just for our club but for most clubs. So, of course, if you had your ideal whole team fit, then that would be great. But it just don't work like that. And yeah, of course, the recruitment's been good. They've come in and settled amongst the group nicely, and that's obviously credit to the gaffer and the guys behind the scenes who are working at that. So yeah, we've grown as a team throughout the season, and we still got a long way to go to continue pushing in that direction.
Finally, Kwesi, Port Vale this weekend. You know, the team in the last couple of weeks have played the leaders, a couple of sides down the bottom. Port Vale sniffing around the top 7. Do you look at that when you go out to face a side, or was it about yourselves as a squad?
Yeah, I mean, credit to whatever they've done in the past, but that don't mean nothing. You know, we've got a game to go into, and you know, people ain't looking about what you've done in the past. It's about what you're going to do around the corner and what's coming up. So we ain't worried about that. We know what we've got to do, and we've got to focus on our own game plan and execute that, and the rest will be what it ends up being.
Good luck, both of you, and wonderful to see you back, Kwesi.
Thank you.
All your hard work.
Thank
and
you.
your natural talent.
Cheers.
Cheers, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.